Hey guys, welcome back. Today gonna do Detective Comics issue number 1076 from DC Comics with a Jim Lee cover. It looks great. Okay, before we go in, I must admit that I'm a little bit out of the loop of the earlier Batman comics or Detective Comics because, well, I don't read much modern DC anymore because, in my opinion, the writing is really bad. But I just picked it up because of Ivan Reis, if that's how you say it, art, and I really liked it. The story is interesting too, but it also leads to the previous issue a little bit, which I just googled a little bit of the art and the story, and now it didn't really grab me. Oh, so I bumped into my tablet. So I picked this up from here. So I hope I can do a good job explaining what's going on. But I also think this is a new chapter, and we're getting introduced to people that I haven't seen. Maybe you guys, if you have read this comic, know exactly what's going on here. I don't. So without further ado, let's dive in. So it seems that Batman is frozen by, I believe, Mr. Freeze has thrown some kind of an ice bomb, and he has also an enemy in front of him. And it seems that the Batsuit is try to defrost him, but it's going to take a while. It's not really going that fast, and Batman is he's running out of time because, well, probably it's not really good that you are frozen. Anyway, so I believe the sewers are opening up, and they are swallowing this werewolf enemy, and it takes Batman sweeping away to somewhere else. It's been written by, is it Ram V or Ram 5 or is it just Ram V? I'm not sure. Ivan Reis, Danny Mickey, Dave Stewart, Adriana Mahet. That's it. And a lot of more. Scott Lee, Jim Lee, Scott Williams, etc. You can pause the video if you're interested. So he's been taken away, which I believe this is Mr. Freeze, and he's unconscious. The art, as always, looks really good. So I believe this is the Arwen family, or the head of the Arwen family, and he's doing a speech because of Arkham Asylum is destroyed. Maybe I should look that up and how that went, and maybe he's doing the speech of when something goes down, it needs to be rise up again, and making Gotham great again, stuff like that. You have it all heard before. This is a word salad here. If you are interested, you just pause the video, but it's just him talking. Meanwhile, Batman is here, and it seems that indeed Mr. Freeze is taking care of him. And dude, this face, why? Anyway, so it seems that this Arwen guy, and I'm not sure if he's from, I believe he's royalty. People like him, he has influence, but he is not really on the side of the angels, if you know what I mean. So I believe this guy was the one in the last issue that turned into a werewolf. So he says, "Your mother would have been proud of that speech, Master Arzen. My mother would have been impressed that I pine on my unimpressed that I pine on my dead father. I can despise with the niceties, gal. Tell me where the preparation stands." "Very well, young master. Shavot and I have retrieved the Telemus engine from the bowels of the church underneath it was buried." So there was in Detective Comics Annual that I, of course, don't have. Maybe I gotta pick that up later for secondhand to have a better grasp on the story. But it seems they are, I don't know, have something, and they also talk about the reality engine. Not sure what it all means, because these are unknown words to me. And he also says, "I do, however, regret to report Gotham's Dark Knight proved to be resourceful. He always saw my unchanged face at our last meeting. If we are to begin to the bloody work of setting right the city from here on, we can none of us afford to be seen doing so." I like these masks. I mean, this one really stands out for me immediately just because I just read Berserk, and this reminds me a lot of the egg that comes to life with the eyes and the screaming and all that stuff. Pretty cool. But, it is, of course, Arsen here picks the golden one, he says, the mask cannot laugh at butterfly wings. It cannot cry for a lone bird's call. It cannot love, cannot hate, nor exult in anger or joy. No, the mask has no shield, but it's a weapon that makes the dead all who seek to look through its eyes. So Batman is waking up, and Mr. Freeze say you're playing a dangerous game, and said that he could have ended him because he was laying there for 6 hours. And so Batman says, but you didn't. You have an uncanny tendency to persist. You're a better man than that, Freeze. That's far enough, Batman, he says. And Batman says, what is this place? So Freeze says it's the Kingdom of Cold, and these are, statues or ice sculptures of his wife Nora. There was a whole story not long ago about, with him and Nora. I believe they are really retconning him a little bit because now he is, I don't know, I forgot the whole premise, but it's not really a good one. The whole thing about Mr. Freeze, that he loves his wife, right, and he wants to be with her, but he can't because of a disease, and he just frozen her. And now they're retconning him, and because now he's some kind of a, I could be wrong, so leave a comment if you know the story about that. He is I don't know, Nora is not doing what he wanted. He's some kind of a home abuser or something. I'm not entirely sure, but they really messed this guy up when it comes to his character. I don't like it at all. Maybe they reversed it, but not to my knowledge. Anyway, so he likes it here. It's quiet, etc. And then he says the Wolfman came, and he left this behind. Basically, this is again something new to me. An Azmer, he called it. And so I give you the first lesson in battles to come. The enemy can be frozen. Why are you helping me, Victor? I used to think you and I were very different once, when I was trying to save Nora, and you kept getting in the way. But now, Nora's gone. She doesn't need me. She said she's never did. I did. Okay. I'm gonna skip this because I'm not liking that. And there I stand, toiling each night, building statues to the memory of a woman still frozen somewhere inside of me. I see you now, I understand. The Dark Knight who battles each night to preserve his innocent vision of this broken city. Gotham is your Nora, isn't she? Stop making Batman pathetic. Look at this face. Jesus Christ. What is it with these writers? Stop doing this. It's not cool at all. Anyway, so basically he says, hey, there's the exit. If you leave me alone, I will leave you alone. I'm not a threat to Gotham. But he also says there is an evil coming. And he says, have you considered that, like Nora, Gotham might not need you once it has broken its chrysalis, or chrysalis, not sure. Have you given thought to what you must do to then? Have you given thought to what you must do then? Who you must then become? And Batman walks away. Again, great art. So we have this Arsen guy, or whatever his name is, and he thinks about his mother. I believe mother was, I don't know, a queen or something, and she has also some stakes in Gotham for whatever reason. Long story short, he wants to heal Gotham. It's been done before by a lot of other people. I mean, I remember Ra's al Ghul tried to do something like that, but this guy has another motive, and he's gonna take action because as he speaks or thinks, things are in motion. We see this woman and a couple of her lawyers, maybe people, go to Wayne Enterprises, and I thought, oh man, they're going to do a hostile takeover, which is not the case. But also his minions, his goons, are in place to wait for the signal or something, and he is here. So I will travel into the city and attempt to do something I've never done before. Tonight I will attempt to make a friend. Arson? Arson? Orgham? Bruce Wayne. And there's a big explosion, which looks cool. I'm sorry for dropping in unannounced. I hope you don't mind. And Bruce says, no, of course not. Come in. I mean, I've been meaning to reach you since the day we met outside the Arkham Asylum. I am fascinated by your city, Mr. Wayne, and I'd really like to see if I can help in any way. So we see this woman here that works for Arson, and people are, impressed of these people's commitment to the Arkham project and etc. But she says that she's here for a different reason, and she has a proposition. Our interest is in low-income housing projects Wayne Realty maintains in the neighborhood of Gotham known as the Narrows. These housing projects in the Narrows have become a breeding ground for lawlessness, violence, and organized crime. You see, Mr. Phillips, we are of the belief that parts of Gotham can be redeemed to fit with our vision for the city. A vision of greatness to be achieved through commitment and sacrifice. Tonight, we have already begun the process of cleaning this festering wound. Looks fantastic, man. So, this guy has 6 arms. Do I see that correctly? He has a lot. Looks great. And so, by the way, by the time we are finished, this part of Gotham will become a shining example of our vision. Yeah, cleaning the house indeed. And so I believe Mr. Phillips says, Mr. Saad, I am afraid you misjudge our commitments to these parts of the city. Despite these problems, the housing in this Narrows is a vital part of the company's socially conscious work in Gotham. So basically he says they have to decline their proposition. And then she's putting this mask on and she is hypnotizing them, which is pretty cool. And so she says, you will sell me these towers and probably the housing, and they will make it so that it's not being, they pay a fair amount of price, so it's not suspicious at all. And then they say, if this is all over, you go on a well-deserved vacation, you go on yachts and hotels on islands, getaways, you will kill yourself, sleeping pills and slit wrist and a lost at sea. That's cruel. And also says, well, they will not remember it except for, the what they have said before, the instructions. And we also see Two-Face, because he has also have a part of this whole thing. I really wonder what his involvement in it is. Is he an arson side, or will he I don't know, siding with Batman? We're gonna see. It's interesting where this is going. I mean, it's Two-Face after all. He's a good side and a bad side, right? Meanwhile, Arson is here, and we see the Waynes, and Bruce is talking about his mom and dad, how he lost them, and Arson says also that he lost his father when he was very young. He died fighting in a war, trying to make a better world too. So I understand somewhat you need to commit yourself to the memory. Perhaps with your help, I too can try to build this place better. But then they have something in common. So I believe they maybe become friends or maybe not. We'll see. So, but then Bruce gets Jim Gordon is texting him, tune into the news. So we see this Thomas Wayne Estate Towers is burning. And Bruce says, hey, I need to excuse myself. These buildings are still in my father's name. I need to be here. And Arthur says, of course, I completely understand. And he says then, but to answer your question before you go, where do you begin? In the shadow places, at the most desperate hours, where the glorious are loath to tread. So people may yet turn to the sky and draw hope even from the darkest night. And that leads us to the next one. Fantastic. I'm in board. I like these new threads. I wonder what these people can do and what they actually want. I mean, do they want to, I don't know, take over parts of Gotham? You know, is it just land, or what is it? What they really want? I really am curious. I have the books here already, but I haven't read it because I only read these comics when I actually doing a review. So meanwhile, I believe I can do then issue 1068, maybe 1 or 2 months from now, maybe earlier. I don't know. We also have the conclusion of the Harvey Dent story. He is at war with himself, I believe. He has this dual personality that comes, and you know, we see some backgrounds and about his past, and that basically I think he is embracing his evil side, but also breaking a chain. I wonder what that means. And so here, Harvey is resisting to shoot the woman, but then this dark side takes over and shoots, but not kills. And then he's whispering something in her ear. I'm not going into this because I don't have part 1, because it's then, you know, I just don't have that, which is not really important to me, because the only thing I care about is, you know, this story. But, you know, the arts is nice, and it could be interesting. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. Tell me what you think about this comic if you will read it. I'm very curious about your opinions too. And yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.